Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. In today's video, we are going to be doing our January reseller recap of 2024. So if that is something you want to watch, then please stick around. So you may be asking, what is a reseller recap? Good question. Basically, every month I review all of my reselling numbers from the month before, and I just kind of give you all of my numbers, tell you my totals, my cost of goods, my profits, my highs, my lows, just so you can kind of get a sense of what my reselling business does. I always like to say I am a beauty and reseller enthusiast, so those are the things that I like to talk about on this channel. So if that is something that aligns with what you want to watch, then please consider subscribing. So this is definitely more on the reselling side of things, but I do have my makeup on for today. I will list everything down below. I can say I don't want to get too close because I am having tons of like dry patches lately that none of the makeup was looking really great on it. I'm having this new lip that I put on that is definitely out of my comfort zone. I don't wear a cool brown lip, but I am today because it is one of my goals to start wearing more just things out of my comfort zone. So all of my makeup will be listed down below. Some may be affiliated, so I earn a small commission if you choose to shop through them. And then I will also link up above in the corner my declutter series if you're ever interested to kind of like have a cathartic declutter together. But let's get started with this video. So like I said, we are going to recap January 2024 and diving on in my total sales for the month. And it was a pretty primo month. Was $2,972.11. My total cost of goods was $1,448.32, and my total profit was $1,537.36. So I am a part-time reseller. I have a full-time job outside of reselling. So I don't have any kids. I have a husband. I have 2 cats. So a lot of my time is dedicated. My off time is dedicated to reselling. But even then, I still do it. I don't even want to say I do it on a part-time basis. I do it on a full-time basis. I feel like I have 2 full-time jobs. Let's just say that. So with that being said, my comfort level of where I want my profits to be is about $1,100 a month. I will link up my whole yearly recap from 2023 up in the corner for you if you're interested. I used to have $1,000 threshold for profit of where I wanted to be every month. Spoiler alert, I made that, so now I'm increasing it to increase my goals. So now I want it to be at $1,100 each month in profit. That money goes towards unexpected bills, it goes towards student loans, it goes towards savings, investments, vacations, all that kind of stuff. So definitely knocked it out of the park on this one with over $1,500. The total number of items that I sold was 219 items. That is the most I've ever sold in 1 month, and I will tell you how I did that later on. My average listing price was about $17.47. My average cost of goods was $6.58. So basically, every item that I purchased it at about $6.58. And then my average profit per item was $6.99. So it was almost a 1-for-1. Like I just doubled my cost of goods. Again, I will tell you as to why it was so low, because that is quite low compared to my other months. And then my average days to sell was about 107 days of listing the item to selling the item. Now I do sell on a bunch of different platforms, so I always like to break down of how many sold where. So 9 items sold on Mercari, 6 on eBay, 3 on Depop, and that leaves 201 on Poshmark. Again, the most I've ever sold in Poshmark in 1 month. So now let's kind of go into the lowest profiting sales. I will put some pictures up here for you so you can actually see what the items are. All right, so the first item that had my lowest profit was this Free People Tree Black Floral Swing Dress. I actually sold this item in person on Facebook in my neighborhood. It was actually kind of interesting. So I have connected with a few people in my neighborhood who also do reselling, especially when I'm going around to like garage sales and stuff like that. And so she actually found me she was on Poshmark, and she knew that I lived in the neighborhood. So she just came by and picked it up in person, which is really nice. Obviously it cuts out shipping costs for her, and or the fees, I don't have any fees taken out, so that's really great. So my cost of goods was just $1. I sold it for $5 in person, so I profited $4. It did sell for the first time listing it in 232 days. I have not been on my relisting game lately, and it did sell on an offer sent. How am I gonna, yeah, it was, I guess, an offer sent. Yeah, we'll get more into that in a little bit later. The next item was this Sunday in Brooklyn Anthropology buffalo plaid pencil skirt. Super cute pencil skirt that I think buffalo plaid is like year long. You can wear it in the winter. You can wear it all season long, all the seasons. It did sell on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $7.39. It sold for $15, so I profited $4.61. It did sell within the first time listing it in 163 days, and I did receive an offer on this item. The next item was this teeny bikini ribbed tie-dye triangular cage bikini top. It sold on Mercari. My cost of goods was $8, sold for $16, and I profited $5.29. It sold within the first time listing it in 210 days, and I did receive an offer from the buyer on Mercari. The next item was this Spanx Lounge Hooray Bralette in Sandcastle, sold on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $4. It did sell for $15, so I profited $8. It did sell within the first time listing it within 40 days, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. And then my next one was this Urban Outfitters Nova Ruffle Gingham frock dress. This had a lot of attention on Depop and I think Poshmark as well. It did end up selling on Depop. My cost of goods was $6.09. It sold for $22.60, so I profited $9.11. It did sell within the first time listing it in 197 days. So although it was quite popular, it just didn't sell very quickly. I did receive an offer from the buyer, and it was on a boosted listing on Depop. So I do boosted listings on boosted or promoted on eBay and Depop only. So now getting into my highest profits, and I should have said these were obviously on singular items. So going into my highest profits, I sold this APC men's petite new standard jean in Stonewash. It did sell on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $14.77. I did pick this up at Plato's Closet. I will link my thrift hauls up in the corner for you because this was featured in a recent thrift haul, so you can kind of see what other stuff that I pick up. It sold for $60, so I profited $33.23. It sold the first time listing it in 22 days, and I did receive an offer from the buyer. The next highest profit was this Carbon 38 high-rise legging in Takira Shine Black. Sold on Mercari. I paid $5 and I picked it up at a local garage sale. Again, should be in my thrift hauls that I have listed up in the corner. It sold for $45, so I profited $33.52. It sold the first time listing it in 35 days. And I always say question mark full price because in Mercari, I do put a range of, this is what I want to list it for, and then it will automatically go down to this other lower price, which is kind of your rock bottom. But even then, when it has hit rock bottom, I will still receive offers. So I kind of give it that full price range. So it's full price, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. Within the range, that might be a better way of saying it. Next item was this pair of Birkenstock Tracy Black Nubuck Leather Mary Janes. Very interesting type of shoe from Birkenstock that I had never seen before. I did sell in Mercari. I did pay up for these. I paid $23.99 for them. They did sell for $69, so I profited $35.23. Sold within the first time listing it within 5 days. So even though I paid up for it, it was still worth it. I probably could have gotten more money from it as well, but you know what? I was in this, like, I want to get stuff out. So I was okay with getting that, and I did receive an offer from the buyer on Mercari for those. The next item was this Kate Spade patent leather Cosette 2 pointed toe loafers. A mouthful. Sold these on eBay. I did pick them up at the Goodwill bins. I think my average cost of goods was $2.34 at that time. They sold for $50 plus shipping, so it ended up being $64.50 with shipping cost. So I profited $40.94. And then apparently I forgot to put how many. I know it was the first time listing it, and I don't think it was too long into like maybe a week or so into the how many days it sold. Apparently I completely forgot to put that on my list, but it did sell for full price on eBay, and it was a promoted listing. This was a part of my haul that I will link a video up in the corner for you. It was like the day of in the life of a part-time reseller. I had all these things from ThreadUp, a ThreadUp rescue box, and then I had a lot of items from the bins that I just didn't want to list myself, so I actually ended up taking them to buy style trade stores, and this was the stuff that they didn't take. So I was kind of calculating how much money I was getting from each one. I think, if I remember from that video correctly, I spent about $178 total for that haul, and then I want to say I got about $78 in cash from both Buffalo Exchange and Plato's. That left me with $100. So I've just profited $40, and I know I sold some other stuff as well. I just didn't. I listed it in my eBay or my Excel spreadsheet, but I just didn't list it on here. I want to say I probably profited off of that, because there were some other items that I know I sold for big money, or sold for a good profit compared to some other things. So yeah, I'd like to say I made money. I could have done better at calculating that, but I didn't. And then the last item that was my highest selling item was this pair of Freebird by Steven granny dark leather knee-high boots. They sold on Poshmark. I did pay up for these at Buffalo Exchange. I don't think I listed these in any sort of thrift haul, but I did spend $58.80 on them. They sold for $225, so I profited $121.20, and they sold within 1 day of the first time listing it. And I did receive an offer from the buyer. I think I had originally listed them for like $285, and somebody came in with a $225, and I accepted that so quickly. So I was very excited. So now I want to go into my highest and lowest bundles. So I will say this is probably a good time to mention why I sold so many items is because I was doing a liquidation sale. I'll put up my little promotional listing for you right here. I was wanting to liquidate a lot of product. As you could probably imagine from my background, this stuff right here is unlisted inventory. I have bags everywhere. It's a mess in here. It actually looks much better than it did before. So I wanted to liquidate stuff, and I was liquidating at my bare minimum. We'll just say a little bit above my bare minimum, because I still wanted to make a profit, obviously, but I was making like a few dollars profit of each item. So I advertise that hardcore, and I always with my sales do like a bundle requirement to at least bundle 2 items. So that's what it was. What I did is I took the day before and I changed the title of all of my listings to a price in parentheses that was my rock bottom price when bundled. So say for instance, something could have been listed for the listing price was $100, but I only paid $5 for it. It was my cost of goods. So I put $10 in the thing, because even if it were to sold just a singular item minus the what is it, $2.95 shipping for one item, I still would have profited like $1. So that's kind of how I calculated things. So every single item was available, and it had to be bundled at least one item. So that's why I had so many bundles. So my lowest bundle was this pair of Tiva shock pad sandals and this other Social Code royal blue maxi gown with a gem choker. I think it was new with tags and plus size. So my cost of goods for both those items were $13.38. It sold for $20 because each item was, in parentheses, had a $10 listing in there. So 10 plus 10 equals 20. I only profited $2.62. So that was my lowest profiting bundle. A lot of my profits were in the like the $10 to $15 range, but because I sold a lot of them, that it added up, obviously. So my highest bundled items in a bundle that was a really weird way of saying that, was this pair of UGG black Braden twin face harnish black suede boots, a vintage Egon Furstenberg sheer flower blouse, and this pair of Sorel major moto boot in black dark fog. My cost of goods was $23.98. It sold for $102, and so I profited $57.92. So some of those items, I will say, weren't exactly my rock bottom, but they were definitely discounted from the listed price. So some of the newer items I did not put a parentheses, or if I just listed it or I knew I could get more money off of it. My intention was really more just to liquidate a lot of my older items, which was really successful, but sometimes it gets very confusing when you try to say I'm having a sale, but it's only on these items, not on these items. It's much easier just to do a whole closet sale than it is just particular items, in my opinion. So some of those newer ones, I said I would still give you 40% off of the listed price if you bundled with something that was on sale. It's all in the listing. I don't know why. I feel like I'm not making much sense when I'm talking about it, but it's in the listing, and I thought it was pretty clear, but some people apparently not. We'll have a lot of questions on it. So I always like to go into some other aspects as well, just interesting to me. I didn't have any returns this month, and I actually think I got all 5-star ratings, which is always interesting because whenever I sell a whole lot of items, the likelihood of cases being opened and poor ratings just skyrocket. So I actually had, I think, all 5 stars. There were a few items that like I may have missed a flaw or two, but the buyers were very gracious about it, and the flaws weren't too they weren't major at all. And I even made up, there was one buyer in particular who said, oh hey, this is not exactly what you thought, or what, how was it, I don't know, there was like a little minor flaw. And so I offered her free shipping for her next one, and she actually purchased like a few more times. So that was really nice. So you kind of turned a negative into a lot of positive. I did have one international sale. It was this pair of Fila Skeletos, little, what do you call them, bare feet sneakers or something. I think they were sold to somebody in London. I did have one same-day sale. It was this Jack Rogers black leather Lauren midwedge sandal. They did sell within one day of listing it, or same day of listing it. I had them listed for $55 and somebody offered me $25. And again, I was just in the mindset of getting rid of stuff. So I was still profiting, and so I took it. They paid right away. They got shipped off right away. So some same week sales. So I listed the item, and then within 7 days it sold. I had 13 items that sold within 7 days. That's really cool. I did have 2 full price sales. One of them was that Kate Spade leather loafer that we already talked about, and another was this Aldo rose gold platform loafers that I sold. And then I said I had 3 full price Mercari sales. Again, it sold within that range of what I put. My normal sale, the 2 for $40 sale, I didn't have any because I was doing my liquidation sale, so I wasn't promoting a 2 for $40. It is now, I've come to realize that I liked this model of kind of liquidation. So now I'm doing a 2 for $36 sale. So I will put that up here for you. And basically anything that is currently listed $99 and below is now 2 for $36. So you essentially could get $198 worth of items for $36. And then, as I said before, it is kind of difficult to divide your closet that way. So, you know, somebody will like an item that is over $100. So what do I do for that? So I actually just included a blurb that if anything is over $100, that particular item will be $35% off that particular item when bundled with anything else. So again, really encouraging bundles, trying to get more items out the door at a lower price. How many offers did I receive? So I received 35 offers, which is actually kind of amazing for me doing this liquidation sale. People were still offering me above what I had those listed prices at, or the parentheses prices, I should say. So I thought that was really interesting. Again, that kind of goes to sales equal more sales. Some people get impatient. Some people only want one item. So they're willing to pay more just for that particular item, which is what I saw. How many offers were sent? It was too many to count. There was a lot of offers that I sent to people. Again, I go pretty hardcore when I have a sale and try to really promote it a lot. So a lot of offers were sent. So now comparing between promoted and boosted versus not promoted. So like I said, I only do promoted listings on eBay and Depop. I do not do them on Poshmark. I don't like how they have their promoted listings set up. But on eBay, I had 4 promoted versus 1 not promoted sale. And then on Depop, I had 2 boosted sales to 1 non-boosted sale. So again, I still think it's worth paying an extra percentage of the cost to have them boosted and promoted. So just some final notes for myself and for you, and if you're interested, is I had a super good liquidation sale. And I have learned, and I think I said that in my end of year video, is that I'm kind of learning that I'm more of a fast nickel opposed to a slow dime kind of gal. So I really, really liked how I moved so much product so quickly. It was a lot of work though. It really was, but it seemed worth it to me. So if you can find a rhythm, and if that seems to work for you, you know, go for it. Just test things out. Try, just see, do different things in your closet, see what happens. If you are interested in doing a liquidation sale that was similar to mine, let me know in the comments below. I can kind of help guide you, and I can give you some of the copy that I put that seemed relatively clear to me. You change it how you want it, but just let me know down in the comments if you're interested in doing so. Like I said, it was a lot of prep work though. It was a lot of prep work. It was like a whole day's worth of prep work to get that ready, and then a whole day's like prep work to get it switched back over. So it might depend on the size of your closet. Like I had about 600 active listings. So imagine going through 600, changing the titles of everything, and then basically I think I had 550 left because I was still actively listing as I went, and then having to change all of those titles back. It was a lot of work, but to me it was worth it. Again, that $1,500 is over what my goal is for the month, so that's very exciting. So again, like I said, if you are ever interested in trying out a liquidation sale, I run lots of different types of sales in my closet, and this is definitely one of the most successful ones. So you can let me know down below, and I can try to help you out with it. But with that is all I have for you for January. Very excited. February is definitely slowed down quite a bit. I did start my 2 for $36 sale, so that has picked up some traction as well. But it's going to be, you know, when people are paying more than $10 an item, it's going to be a little bit slower sale in my opinion, but still really enjoying it and listing lots of new items, trying to get into the flow of things again, and listing new stuff and really circulating what I have in this room. So with that, I thank you so much for watching. The best gift you can give any YouTuber is watching their video all the way through to the end, subscribing if you like their content, liking it, engaging in the comments down below. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.